One of the big comments that I see in any video that I make about relationships and dating is that you guys think it's always going to end up in heartbreak, especially for the man in the relationship. I make no argument of the fact that dating is now harder probably than it ever has been, especially for the bottom percentage of men, right? The men who do not live the best. And that is something that people often see as a big challenge. They see it as something that's going to ruin their prospects. But I want to share a bit of my story today, and of course you guys are going to have the comments and opinions that you have based on the lifestyles that you've lived, and the same is going to be true for me. I'm going to base my opinions and reality based on the opinions and reality that I've lived up to this point. So with that being said, and with that being the background of this video, I want to share something that I've experienced in my past, where actually a lot of the girls who I've been involved with end up coming back. Right, and what I mean by that is, I'm not even saying that I want them back. I'm not even saying that I don't think it's a good thing to reopen doors of the past, especially ones that are shut. But it's funny, you know, girls that I might have known as friends in like college or early years of university or even school, right? You see them years later, sometimes months, sometimes years later, coming back because. I don't mean coming back in a sense that you kind of get what I'm saying here. They come to you, or girls that you have been involved with in the past end up coming back because this idea of being the top percentage is not what people like to make it. You see, a lot of you guys say it's difficult for a good average guy, and the truth of it is your lifestyle's not that exciting, and you guys know it as well. That's probably why you're not very happy a lot of the time. Oftentimes these feelings of emptiness and, you know, bad relationships tend to go hand in hand. You guys know if you live in a fulfilling and exciting life or not. I can say right now with a degree of certainty, yeah, I am not that rich. In a lot of ways, I'm actually broke. I've got a couple of thousand saved up. We're talking in the tens, but not by much. But I feel like my lifestyle is interesting, and this has generated an interest in the past by a lot of people, like I say. But when we're talking on the topic of dating, this is one of the easiest ways to win. Now, a lot of people like to make this into an argument that absolves them of all responsibility by saying you need to be famous or have a certain number of social media followers to get in. No. It does definitely help if you know this person in real life, and especially this is where it's going to be useful. But this is what I think, right? When you live a lifestyle, over the past years, to be fair, like I have done, which is exciting both for me, and when you show this, and I don't mean brag about it, I mean, I just might post something up on social media every now and again, right? You might see me on Instagram, stood by my new car when I had a new car 6 months ago. Or you might see me randomly on a beach at 7 PM on Tuesday. Or you might see me on a plane. All these different weird little things, right? That spark interest to the point where you get people, men and women, but obviously in the context of what we're speaking about, the women, who are like, yeah, how are you doing this? What are you doing? Or just what are you up to, right? Because the truth of it is this: when you live a genuinely exciting lifestyle, not this idea of, oh, I'm going to be stable, I'm going to build this. No, that's boring. It sparks interest, it sparks excitement. And a lot of the time, this is what a lot of you guys don't understand. What a lot of these girls seem to be more interested in is your potential rather than your reality. I've seen this before, not necessarily in my life directly, but female friends that I've had, right? Where I've outlined to them directly that the guy that they're interested in is ostensibly a loser. But because he thinks he's going to be this or thinks he's going to be that, she'll still stick by, right? And yeah, there's something quite inspirational about that, but the same can be true for you. I spend a good amount of my time in the woods, like I am now. I spend a good amount of time working on my businesses at home, and I spend a good amount of time at work. But at the same time, the free time that I do have, I use very well. Maybe I'm wasting money. Maybe I should just spend all that time at work. You guys do you. You'll get the results that you'll get. I'll get the results that I'll get. I'm not going to say you're right. I'm not going to say I'm wrong. Let's just live our lives. But here's the thing. The free time that I have, I use well. To adventure, to travel, to explore, to experience. We have a laugh, we have fun. We go all over the country, especially. And as obviously the money starts to build up, we're looking at going all over the world. You see, a lot of you guys like to make out like you're bog standard I'm not insulting anybody, but generally quite a boring life that even you're not happy with, is going to be super attractive. The truth of it is, it's not all about money. It's not about money very much at all, actually. It's about what you are offering in life. And I don't mean that in any sort of a way. The energy that you're putting out, the vibes that you're providing. A lot of you guys are falling short on this front, and this is where you're going wrong. Most of you guys have been, I would say, lucky enough, but I kind of see it as a standard thing, to have some sort of a female friend or some sort of a female who you've been close with at some point in your life. And with that being the backdrop of this, there's likely someone who thinks about you in some capacity, at least now and again. And they may go and have a look at what you're up to. Now, a lot of you guys have disappeared from the face of the world. You're not on social media. If you are, you're not doing anything very exciting. You're posting memes like you're still 12. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You've not got any inspiration or excitement. The way that my things are set up, this is not a brag. This is something that anyone can do. Again, on a very, very, very low budget, to be honest. Even the free things, like, how am I in the woods, right? I had this one the other week. It's like, this is from someone who I knew. We don't need to go into the details. But years back, where are you finding all these cool spots? That's free. That's free stuff. But it's a level of excitement that you're providing. Because you're interested. You go into places. Even if they're free places. A lot of you guys like to make this an argument about money because then it makes it invalid. It's not the truth at all. Or it doesn't have to be. Not necessarily about money at all. It's about a character and a vibe and the way that you live in. There's a small percentage of people, I believe, who are kind of beyond, I don't want to say beyond help, but beyond interest. They're not interested in relationships and any other sort of stuff. But a lot of you guys genuinely are, even if you like to pretend that you're not. You like to make this mask of, it's not worth it, because then it sort of, it takes the blame away, if you get what I mean. It means that you don't have to be in, oh well, it's not going to work out anyway, so why would I be interested? Well, fair enough then, but that's not the truth. The truth is, look, if you were to get a girlfriend, you would get love, you would, I don't know, you'd get intimacy, you'd get a deep connection. But in reality, are a lot of you guys ready for that? You see, to even attract this energy, in a lot of times, most cases, and in the natural order of things, you have to be a man, right? You have to be a man. You have to be courageous, strong, to some degree successful, and no, that does not revolve entirely around money. What are you going to provide on your end of this relationship? And for a lot of you guys, that can't be answered, or it can't be answered well. I need to be careful not to fall down this hill now. But yeah, you get what I'm saying here, or at least I hope you do. This is part of the problem. The reason why you're losing on this front, for a lot of you guys, is going to be the fact that you have nothing to really offer, in a way. And people like to make it like the top 10% of the guys are the guys who are, you know, they're CEOs, they're all of these. These are the guys who are absolutely killing it. No, it's just a guy who's slightly above average, right? A guy who takes an interest in his life, who has interest in hobbies, does interesting activities, goes out, goes places, does things, has made progression in the past couple of years. This is sort of funny in a way, but this is what I've seen, right? The older I get, both new girls, maybe I'm just maturing well, who knows? But both new girls and especially the old ones who, you know, just a couple of years ago, were in your life to some capacity. It's funny how they sort of come back. Now, like I say, I don't explicitly think that's a good thing, or not necessarily a good thing, but this is a very interesting video to make because a lot of you guys seem to have trouble in the first place attracting the girl once, doing it twice. Or more than that. It's interesting, right? It's interesting. And all I've seen is this. If your life is on an upward trajectory, and if you're the sort of person who's had people in the past, and you make it known who you are, people see who you've become. I'm not bragging about anything that I've done on my Facebook or Instagram. I'm just showing my life, right? I do just go for wintertime walks in the woods. I will just book a holiday for a week to this place. I do have businesses that are being successful. I do have people who watch my channel, right? I'm not bragging, I've just made the evolutions. And a lot of you guys are not making the evolutions, you're not building the excitement, and maybe you're happy with that, but maybe I'm wrong. This is what I've seen in the past, and like I say, the more and more it goes on, the increasingly I'm seeing this. A lot of you guys may say this is a terrible thing because it shows that the girls are waiting at the finish line rather than being there on the journey, but I'm just making a point, right? I'm just making a point. I've seen this in my life. The more successful I get with everything, the more I just live my life as I do. Girls come back. They come back. Maybe this is why it matters less. Maybe this is why it matters more. I don't know, but the reason why it seems like I'm breathing so heavily from just such a short walk is because it's so very cold. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to go make a nice warm cup of tea. I'm going to upload these videos for you guys. And I'm going to read the comments telling me how I'm wrong. This is just a point, right? I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong. But yeah, I'm done, guys. It's freezing. Thank you. I'll see you soon.